I'm not trying to be rude, but I was like, okay. I was like, that ice is melting.
I know, right?
Oh, that's damn good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Like, that's really good.
Well, cheers to you, because we have a lot to toast to. The list is so long. From the Emmy nominations, the Tony nominations, Oscar buzz, like...
It's all crazy.
How are you staying grounded through all this?
You know what? It's interesting because I spend a lot of time in the air lately, so I find that what I leave on the ground is not necessarily what's going to be on the ground when I land. So, like, I'll tend to get news, like, once I land that things are happening. So as far as like you saying the Oscar buzz thing, like that is like a shock to me because like I think I had just done the premiere Beale Street last week in New York and I had to fly out to finish filming in Vancouver. And when I landed, I was getting all these texts. I was like, wait, what? I was like, how is that possible? I was like, no. I was like, there's no way. So I find that it's easier for me to take news about my career if I'm in the air. So I'm like, anytime I do a project, I try to get on a plane immediately, so therefore I don't have to know about what's going on down on the ground.
Yeah, it just works itself out.
It just works itself out. Yeah.
So you shot here for last summer for Widows.
Yeah.
And what was the camaraderie like on set, and what was that experience like, especially working with McQueen?
Steve McQueen, man. Well, Chicago is a place that I've always wanted to visit. Like, I've always, like, I'm a hot dog fan. Like, if you put a hot dog in front of me, I'm always gonna eat it. And so, like, I didn't realize that I'd been eating my hot dog Chicago style, like, most of my life. So when I finally got off the plane, like, I ran to a hot dog stand, and I was like, oh, I don't really care about getting a set on time. I just want a hot dog. But beyond all that, you know, I met Steve McQueen briefly because he flew me out to kind of like, I don't want to say audition, but just to see if this was a project that I wanted to be a part of and see if my head was in the game for it. And I think by that, he meant, are you ready to do like a scene with Viola Davis? And I was like, well, is anyone ever ready to do a scene with Viola Davis? You know what I mean? So, but I didn't know that once I said yes to the project, he was going to fly me back out to sit at a table and read the scene with Viola, which was just like, you know, there were none of these, so I just had to do it.
Do you get nervous in those situations?
You know what? I've never had stage fright. Like, honestly, like, I'm more afraid to talk to people in regular life than I am, but like when I'm doing a character, it's like much easier to just like, to just go. Character. Yeah, it's the character, so I can say, I don't want to say it's method because, you know, if I did something method, I'd probably get fired, but like, I don't know, I guess it was like a chemistry read.
Yeah.
And we totally hit it off. And but once it came time to do the actual scene, which I don't know if you've seen the movie or not, there are a lot of elements that are very threatening and very like intense in the scene.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can really prepare for that. You just got to go for it. And Steve creates this environment where you just like, I can't even say, he's like, I once made the mistake of comparing Steve McQueen to Patrick Swayze and me being Demi Moore in Ghost. So I'm gonna try to figure out a new analogy for that. I kind of want to say he's like the Gandalf of like, you know, like he knows exactly like how to like guide you and like bring out all your wizardry and stuff like that. I'm such a geek.
Now with 4 films coming out this fall and like winter.
4.
Yeah.
4.
And then shooting 3 right now. Is it easy for you to shift gears?
You know, sometimes you just gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta go. I was telling someone recently, like, you know, because I love to drive. Like, I love getting behind the wheel and just coasting, getting my playlist and going on and on. But lately, all my dreams, I've been driving stick shifts. I don't know how to drive a stick shift in real life. Like, I know the concepts of it, but like in my dreams, I'm always driving a stick shift car. And I was like, oh, that's like what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I may not know the make and model of the vehicle. You know what I mean? But I know there's a destination to get to, and if it's a stick shift, I just gotta go with it. You just learn the formula, and you go. You know, you gotta crash sometimes. Hopefully you don't. Sometimes it stalls. But like that's kind of like me. I just like to get in the driver's seat because the destination is the important part for me.
Did you ever feel like giving up along the way, or were you
determined? I think that there comes a point in every actor or every creative's life where you have to sit back and take a step and be like, do you want to do this forever? You know what I mean? Like, is this something that you really want to do? And I remember after I got out of Yale, you know, I was fortunate enough to book some things before I left. So I did Shakespeare in the Park right before I left school with, you know, the great Michael Greif and Lauren Ambrose and Oscar Isaac. And I was 25? And I was like, cool. And I was making no money. But I was happy. You know what I mean? I was really happy. But then once I got like what they considered a government job, you know, once you do a Broadway musical that lasts and keeps going, people call it a government job because it's like, well, that's where you are and you make the money, so why would you ever leave it? I knew that that wasn't all there was for me. Like, I remember leaving, which was very bittersweet. It was very hard to do. And I stood in my kitchen. I think I was 33 at the time, which I called, you know, the Jesus year, you know. And I stood there and was like, well, you got some options. Either you continue to do this, or, you know, it's not too late, Brian. You can pick another trade, like, but you need to figure out what it's going to be.
Completely different.
Yeah, it was like if I wanted to go back to college or anything else, I was like, you better do it now because, you know, Jesus only made it to 33. So, you know, he decided to be a carpenter and that was it. And once I like hauled it all off and like the check stopped coming and I just sat there and was like, well, okay, Brian, maybe this just isn't it for you, but if it is, you know, it will show itself. Luckily, thanks to my good best friend, Sterling Brown, he introduced me to his manager, which he had introduced me to 7 years prior. But me being the hard-headed kid that I was like, I don't need a manager. I thought, in order for you to have a manager, you need something to manage. I was like, all I do is Book of Mormon, so nobody... but she literally pulled me aside and we discussed my career, and I think it was, if not the next night, she gave me the script to Atlanta. And was like, I think that you need to read this script. And I got 5 pages in and I was like, real quick, who do you want me to read for? And I was sitting there in my mind like, please, Alfred, like, please let it be Alfred, please let it be Alfred. She's like, oh, Alfred. I was like, great, got it. When is the audition? Like, got it. I'm ready. Like, let's do it. And yeah, but sometimes it just takes that, you know?
In that little in-between phase, what did you do, like, to clear your mind?
I just tried to, I knew that there was no going backwards. I knew that there was no way I could serve people again. I knew that there was no way that I could not use whatever this talent and training that I had was. And I just remember standing in my kitchen, and I think I had, what was I drinking at the time? It was definitely bourbon. And my sink was full of dishes, and I didn't know how to work my own dishwasher. And I was just like, man, this is Brian, like, come on, man. Like, you can't go out like this. Like, you can't go out like this.
Yeah.
And sure enough, once I decided to just take a step on the ledge and just really realize that it's either this or you're going to have to, you know, what did they say, take it off the pot? I literally just let the doors of what I needed to open to me. It didn't matter. And there is something serendipitous about what has happened because I don't like to say that I collect people, but the experiences that happen, I know that these people are in my life for a reason, and I try to like make sure that I tap into that, and also like the support. There is nothing better than having a great support system. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay for you to be like, you know, that you're a fan of yourself, but when you have people who are really fans of not just what you do, but of who you are, it kind of puts another fire under your for you to like go and be well. Because I tell you this right now, if I didn't go off and do as much as I possibly can with this talent that everyone kept telling me that I had, like everyone kept saying, you're so good at this, you're so good at that, you should do this. And I'd be like, get out of it, man.
People
like,
were believing in you when you didn't even believe in yourself.
Yeah, when I definitely didn't believe in myself. And I had to go as far as I can because I'm actually terrified of my friends. Like, I'm actually like really scared of them. Like, if I didn't do as much as I possibly could do, they would beat my ass. Like, I know that I, like,
they would be just disappointed.
Yeah, because technically I'm an investment. You know, like technically they see what I can do beyond what I can do.
That just shows you have to surround yourself with people like
you
that
have
because
to.
then it just
you have to. And because like, I mean, people will drop in and drop out, and you know, life is so short. And I remember hearing those 3 words, life is short, and just being like, that's such a cliche, but it's really true. I mean, it's the truest thing in the world. Like, in an instant, it's gone. So like, and me being the kamikaze kid that I am, I was gonna take every advantage that I possibly could, especially if I knew that my friends would show up at my door and beat my ass if I didn't. But I honestly, I don't know where I'd be without them. I really don't know where I'd be without them. And also because I'm such a fan of what I do, like I'm such a geek. Like when I was a kid, I would go to the Dollar Theater because I couldn't afford it when it came out on the opening weekend, so I go to Dollar Theater. And I get like 3 movies at one time, sit there and watch. I remember doing a triple watch of like Jurassic Park, Wayne's World, and Ace Ventura. And I just remember that feeling of waking up at 11 o'clock in the morning and getting my dollar ticket and just going and like, I don't ever want to lose that feeling of what that was. I don't ever want to lose that feeling of how exciting this world of this artistry made me feel. And it wasn't so much an escape as it was a realization that I could create any world I wanted to if I really like cared enough. And so just.
And the question we ask everyone is, if you could have a drink with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, Serena Williams, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Serena Williams, but she ain't ever gonna drink because she's always training. But she's like my hero. Like I want to be the Serena Williams of acting. I know that sounds weird, but she is like.
Yes, I love that.
Like she's like the beast. Like if I could just toast it, if I could, can we toast to Serena Williams?
Hell yeah.
This is Serena. Hey, look, like if I could sit with Serena Williams and have a drink, that would definitely be it.